Oh, look at that. We're here, guys. Issue 14 is out, and we are ready to post it out. So check inside. Let's see what we got. Here's what we're looking at, guys. We got ourselves some stuff going on here. Some images. Oh boy. And some behind the scenes footage there for you. So if you don't have this book at home, this is what you're missing out on, where it says 18, 24, 26. Those are the pages. But for now, we're going to move on to the meat and potatoes. We're going to be moving on here. We're going to be doing stage 51, 52, 53, and we're going to be moving on to 54. So without further ado, I think it's time we get started on this adventure today. Let's hope this video is a little less hassle than the last one. So let's move on down to the bench here and start doing stage 51. Alright guys, so this is the packaging. Gone already, and I opened it up, I cut it up, a little Exacto here, and I like to just kind of lay it out for you as it is. So that's all in the trash now. We have some work pieces, a light, some screws, bingo, some dark windows, and no clear windows. Wow, this is amazing. No clear windows. Well, that's going to be an adventure in itself. That means we can dark this all out and put it all together. This piece here, I'm not exactly sure where it's going, but we're going to find out as we move along in this awesome video here. So what we're going to do first, okay, is we're going to work on our panel here. We're going to put this panel together, put all of our escape pods in, and what looks like the dark windows. All these are going to be dark. So let's begin the adventure, guys, on today's illustrious video. Alright guys, so I noticed that there's a little hiccup here, but I've been rest assured that once you screw it into the actual saucer section, it won't have this problem. So let's hope it doesn't, but I did put some black in there just in case now. So what's next is we have to take this piece, okay? So if you're just tuning in or you're just feeling kind of lost right now, I put all this in and all the black windows here. I put them all in. I used my little black tape to hold them in so I can move around because I remembered it was a lot harder last time without them there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a real quick thing. I'm going to show you that we're just going to put this in there. I got to trim the tape down, and once that's done, then it'll be completely light blocked, and we'll do a quick test, let you guys see what it looks like. All right, and there it is. No light leaks. I managed to get them all out. Once you put it on there, though, they do reassure me that it all flattens out, looks nice and solid, and then you won't see any light leaks. So the only light leak I'm seeing is the one from my other light source. But other than that, we're looking pretty snazzy, guys. Looking pretty snazzy. So we're going to move on to our next adventure on this build here today. Alright guys, so what I have done is I brought back the saucer so you can see where we're at. Mainly going to be working into this section right here. This is where we're going to be mounting our piece, which will be going right up in here. So this piece, it'll go here, then we'll mount another piece later on, of course, just like we did here, which will then stick out. And if you saw in the beginning of the video, you took a little quick snippet, then you would notice that we have that other big cluster that's going to connect the two and then push everything on this board completely sealed so we can start putting on our deck one where the bridge is at. So without further ado, I'm going to take some CP screws and some BM screws, and I am going to screw this onto our saucer frame, and I'll be right back. So there you have it, folks. I have the saucer section all completed thus far. Everything is looking really smooth all the way across. I got rid of all the bumps. I went back And boy, putting this piece on really did just kind of did a domino effect on this whole saucer here. So, and for all you guys out there that remembered in the last video where I mentioned that little bump, that's also went down just a smidge, but it'll go down some more once we finally put our bottom half of the saucer. The only thing I don't like right now is that there is a little bump here that kind of aggravates me a little. So I definitely will go back here and fix that because it's no bump on this side. It's a smooth thing. So other than that, guys, we'll do this one behind the scenes and just touch it up, and then we'll show you if we get a chance to finish it up. However, we're going to move on because we have our next stage ready to go. Okay, guys, so we have stage 52 here. Now that 51 is completed, we're moving on to step 52, or stage 52. Has all these parts here. We go ahead, cut the bag open, and we're going to get it cracking. Okay, guys, so for stage 52, I kind of went ahead and I made a decision. So with all the editing done and everything on how this is going to look, I wasn't too happy. So what I did is I took some of my little magic black tape here that we've been using throughout the ship, and I put it in here. So that way, no light will be going through there at any point, okay? So same thing for the top and the bottom. So here's the bottom, and then this is obviously the top. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move on because stage 52 was to put these pieces together. But since it did not come with this plastic clear piece, then which I would have probably just put black tape over this anyway, but I'm like, no, why bother? I've seen some others when I did some researching. I saw some others actually like repaint it, like strip the paint off and then repaint it copper. Then I've seen some where they just, spray painted the inside with their spray guns. But I kind of don't want to do any painting on this model because I think, eventually I might change my mind. I might want that lid just to be unique. I'm not sure yet. So I decided that we're not gonna do that. So we're just gonna put tape in there. We're gonna save this piece, put it off to the side. So we're moving on, guys, and we're gonna get on with it. And so what we're gonna do is we have our panel here. We have our transmitter for the transporter, and we're gonna take the tape off. It's back here. Sometimes it's a bit tricky, so I'm just gonna use my X-Acto here. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's not working. So you know what? We're just gonna old school it. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. I'll use an X-Acto knife again for that. All right. So we're gonna take this, slide it right on in. There it goes. Nice and snug. Looks pretty good. I like that. A little transporter emitter there. All right. Yep. That looks good. Outstanding. So our next phase is now to flip it over and do the windows. So I'm going to go ahead and do the windows, seal it up, and this will be a great day, guys. We're moving along. Now there we have it. This is now completed and good to go. So did the light test. Everything checked out pretty good. Got our dark windows, clear windows, transporter emitter. So our next phase, ladies and gentlemen, is to take this and attach to the saucer. So let's go back, grab that saucer. So as we all know, it is going to go into one and only one spot, and that is to go right here. And so this is what it's going to look like. Just to give you guys a little heads up. And so you can see the outline of everything. So this is looking pretty good, guys. Looking pretty good. So what we're going to do is first things first, I like to do is figure out where these wires are going to go and how they're going to get laid in. And then once I figure that out, then I just go ahead and I screw it down. And I'm going to use my regular BM screws. This takes 3 of them, just like we did for this side. We're going to do the same thing on this side. And then hopefully we'll be starting to see that big chunk that goes right here, guys. I really want to get this whole top done, put the phaser array in, and just see it, and then hopefully put on that bridge deck. But for now, we're just focusing on this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the saucer, let you guys see what it looks like at the end. Okay, so now that this piece is all put in, looks just like the other side. All right, this wire, I put it in here, and then also with this one, I put it in here. For these wires, as you can see, I also put them in these 2 slots. See how long these cords are? I cannot wait till I can finally put all these pieces from the top, put them all in, and then I'm going to zip tie the craziness out of these so we can get them down real low, because we have another set of frame that's going to come across here onto this lower half of the saucer here. All these little panels here and everything that you see, the frame's just going to screw right into these. So from what I've learned through research of others that have done this before, that the whole lower saucer is going to have its own frame. So we're going to be doing the same thing we did on the top as we did on the bottom, but I just want to make sure that all these crazy wires here are all policed up and tight, just like they said in the book. But for now, I've been kind of just placing them down and seeing how it looks just like this, because it's just a garbled mess. I just want it to look good on the inside, so it's easier to trace when it's time to, if I want to make some changes to this in the future, or decide to sell this for somebody, to sell this out. But for now, I want to enjoy it for a little while, and then once I'm pretty much fed up with it or whatever, but this is our flagship model of the channel, so we have a lot of purposes for this once it is built up, and we're going to use it for the channel, and then that's it. So for now, let's just move on. All right, I'm going to show you here the saucer all flipped over. Here we go. Here it is. It is really big. All right, just letting you know, this saucer here is huge. I mean, my camera can't even get it all in. So, but for now, we are focusing on just this end of the saucer. So, without further ado, I think we'll put this away and step in to stage 53, because stage 53, we're going to start to work on that warp nacelle again. So, I'm going to go take this, put it back in storage, cover it up, and make sure no dust gets on it, and we'll go do that. But a little tidbit before I do put this away: you've seen it in the previous one where I did it with the bridge deck up here. We are going to be making some modifications to the appearance of this saucer, and we're going to put a little pizzazz, I guess, on it, or a little flair to it. But hopefully you'll enjoy it as you did when you saw it on the main bridge. If you go back to older videos, you'll see where we put that in there. But we're going to make a little adjustment to the top half once this whole piece has been placed in, because we've already gotten this one done. So once this one is in, we're going to put it all in, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do it here. It's coming, so stay tuned, guys. Other than that, let's go on to stage 53. All right, guys, here's stage 53. We have some pieces here for the nacelle and some pieces that obviously are going to go to a panel, and a panel I've been dying to see. This one, it is here. It's in its wrapping. It's well protected, thank goodness. So since it's here, and it's also showing that red stopper down here where the phasers are going to end. So I mean, it's got that. It says Enterprise on it. However, this one, it shows 4 escape pods right here, and I know on the studio model there's 5 there, but I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Or am I going to make adjustments to it? Nah. This is just somebody's rendition of how the Enterprise is to look. It's not 100% accurate to the one we're all familiar with if you've been like really looking at the ship, but there's so many different variations of this ship that they used for the TV show and for the movie. I mean, they made this ship kind of like amazing. So I'm not going to make any ifs, ands, or buts, because there was a time where there was one model that they used, and the one that they were given to copy apparently only had this. So, like they said, at the beginning of this model, there was 4 enterprises that they were copying off of to get kind of like this ship to kind of have all 4 rolled into one. So I'm going to honor that and respect that for their decision on that. And I'm not going to get too tied up into that. However, I am seeing some 2 dots down here. I'm not familiar why there's 2 dots down here, but I think we'll be okay. So for now, let's just move on, open up this package, and get started on stage 53. Okay, guys, so here we are, and we have all of our stuff here. Now, if you notice here, I brought back this box. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to open up my little box here of where I store the spare items, okay? Because we have to pull something that we haven't seen since back at the beginning, and that is this little red, nice, shiny thing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that there, because what's going to happen is there's a stage to all this, and it's all going to line up like that. Okay, now there is obviously some more that we have going on later on, so with the dish, but I like to put everything in this little storage container here, so which isn't too bad. I mean, it's a really cool container. It holds everything. I've only made a few adjustments. So we take that, we put it away, and we move on. Okay? So what we're going to be doing here, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of like a Captain Obvious here. We're going to be doing step A, and step A is asking me to take this, put it in here, take this, put it in here, and then all this, put it inside the big one, and then later on we have to we're going to attach it on to the nacelle, and then we're going to be putting the light bulb inside this clear piece. Okay, so we're going to do all that real quick. All right, I like to do a quick little wipe to get the fuzz out of it. All right, because I don't want anything to kind of like ruin it or anything like that. So we're just going to put this in and do that. Okay, so these 3 parts are together. And now for the final phase, we just go ahead, slide everything all inside to one big piece right there. All right. So now that everything is all one big piece, okay, they want us to attach it. So there it is, attached. It's all in there. Everything looks pretty tight. Next phase is we're going to put in the light bulb. All right. So take that, place it in, fits in there real nice and tight. All right, and then we have our light bulb in there. All right, so now that that's in there, it looks pretty snug, like a bug. I'm gonna put our wires there. We obviously need this one. It's gonna be probably going to the back, because that's where the battery and all that stuff's usually at. All right, so don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. So now that all that is done, we move on to the next step. All right. So, what a bummer, guys. We didn't get a chance to seal that nacelle, but we're going to move on, as it says here, because step B is all about our nice big piece here. And I think this looks nice. Okay. Now, I was really hoping that mine would have the blue lighting for this one, but it's black, so we're just going to go with it because I'm not going to spend any time trying to do anything fancy with it. And then we have our escape pods, we have our panels, we have a light here, and we have our windows. Not very many windows, but whoever designed this ship put a lot of windows on this ship. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, flip this over. All right? And we're going to start putting all these pieces in. So this is going to be quite the adventure. We're going to be starting from this section. Then after that, we will then build on this section, and then we will seal them up with these two, okay? And then eventually we will get to the part where we're going to be touching up on the outer edges. All right. So here we go. Everything is there. I got some spare windows and a spare DM screw, but that's okay. We're supposed to have that. I sealed everything up, put some magic tape in there just in case. But other than that, the other side, it looks pretty clear, pretty good. It's all flush, it's all level, just the way it's supposed to be. So everything's in unison back here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on, and after this, we just move on to the next step, guys. Well, surprise, guys, because I was surprised. I thought we were gonna do another step, but it looks like we're not gonna. So never fear. But we have some pieces that we're going to be putting together because now we're on stage 54 of Build the Enterprise. So here we go. So with all this, we're going to be working on a few parts, all right? As you know, we're going to be working on the outer edge. Now, the Eagle Moss guys were making corrections from when they had it, and they noticed a lot of people were using black tape. So they started giving us these strips. And so in giving us these strips, it was to prevent us from using our own tape, which was very nice of them. So I hate to tell you, but I'm going to actually use these, and we're going to put them over the escape pods up here and over here. However, they give you a third one in case you mess up. But we do have a bunch down here. I still have to make them all level. So we're going to work on that. All right. I'm going to find a workaround because, like I said, I still want them all to be flush on this piece. So we're going to work on that and get it going. And then we're going to attach these reflector panels after we finish putting all the windows in and the escape pods in. Now, this piece, I'm going to tell you, it goes to the warp nacelle. This lighting, there's two light bulbs, one for this side and one for this side. So without further ado, let's get on with step A of working on this side of our back piece on the saucer. There it is, guys. We have one side completed. Put in the light. We have some spares, which are going to go over here. So what we're going to do, same thing we did on this side for this section. We're going to do the same thing for this section and get this completed. I was able to use the stickers. I cut one in half because it needed a little help down here. But other than that, all these escape pods are now flush and equal. So that's pretty good. And once we get this done, we're going to move on to the next part. So without further ado, let's get on to the next one. All right, guys, and there it is. Here it is. Check it out. So it's all completed, ready to go. Did a quick light test. Everything checked out pretty good. All right. So this is a bonus for us. That's great. Still, however, there are 2 holes here. Interesting. So we're going to be able to fill those eventually, I'm assuming. It's either that or one's going to get plugged up or something like that. But like I said, this is from that Eagle Moss thing, so if you have a fan home version and you're getting to this part, they might have already corrected about this. But I don't remember there being 2 marker lights here. But we'll move on. No worries. We'll move on. We'll get through this. However, we're going to move on into our next phase. And so our next phase is where we actually will be attaching this to the saucer section. So I'm going to put this to the side as I go grab our saucer section. Okay, so here we go, guys. We are going to mount this massive piece in. So just to give you a kind of warm and fuzzy, this is how it's going to go in. And it's going to sit in there nice and snug. Okay, there are some clamps that are coming from this piece and this piece. So when you do this, you're probably going to want to, put it in just like so. So it'll go right underneath those. However, I have the wires there and they're in the way. So then this will complete the piece. So without further ado, I'm going to mount this onto the saucer section. Okay, so everything is in. However, they don't tell you or show you where these are going to go just yet. So we're just going to leave them out and about, floating through the wind until they show us where they go. But I can tell you, I have a strange feeling they're going to go somewhere on this back row because it is the only spots that fit this size of a socket. However, I put some FM screws in. I put them here, then I put one here, 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 and here. And I'm going to tell you, boy, that was a lot of tightening and everything and finagling it. But when we flip this over, I think we're going to look pretty good. All right, so I just flipped it over real quick. Everything is smooth. There's no little bumps. However, this side is like perfectly smooth. And this one has a little lip because for some reason there's some kind of bending going on with a piece over here. It's just kind of bending itself down. But like I said, in the end, everything is supposed to just kind of get real tight. So, I mean, I'm seeing everything. It's really smooth. I've also gotten rid of more of our little bump that we were experiencing here. So, I mean, once we get the other pieces, I think we're going to be fine. Other than that, I think this saucer is coming along really nice. I'm pretty impressed. I just hope at some point we can finally put the rest of the phasers on because holy moly. And not only that, I'd like to close this up and put that piece in, our deck with the bridge on it. I would really like to put that in. However, we're not there yet. But we're going to move on to step E. Because step E, we still have a piece left over, guys. And that needs to go somewhere. So let's go get that piece that we're going to put this in, which is called the warp nacelle. We're going to bring it in. So for now, I'm going to go and store this back up, cover it back up, making sure no dust or anything gets on it, because I'd like this to look good once we're done. However, we are at a really good stage right now, and I will leave that for later on. But we're going to move on to that here in a second because I've been dying to get to this part just so we could put these pieces on. So hang in there, guys. Best is yet to come on this top half of the saucer module. Okay, guys, this is step E. It is the final step and the final thing that we'll be doing for this video. So what we're going to do is we have our black piece here. Now, this is where we have to take the black piece. We're going to lift this back up. Okay, it's all one unit. And we're going to place the black piece right up in here. And that's going to go just like so. So as it goes just like so, we're going to then take it and put this back in. Okay, so it'll line right up. Here we go. Oops, Almost messed that up. Okay, so we're gonna line it right up, put it right back in there. Okay, yeah, there we go. Boom, boom. Okay, and then you just line it up. Okay, so there it is, all lined up. Cool, right? Yeah, all lined up. So now that it's all lined up, everything's cushy. We're gonna move this wire out the way. Okay, by just putting it right up in here. Okay. Now there's a little lip here where you kind of lock it in. Looks like so. We're just gonna put that right there. Lock that wire down there. Okay. That holds that in place. That holds that in place. We still have this piece. However, this piece is going to be coming right through. So what we're going to do is bring it right on through this piece because that's what it asks us to do. Okay. And we're going to line this whole get up right up on top. Just like so. So we're going to line it right up and we're going to put it into place. Okay. However, remember, we still have this light to put in. So we're going to go ahead and place this light in. That way we can lock this in. So I just wanted you to see how I'm going to put it in. After that, we'll come back and I got to put in the CP screws all the way around. Okay, so I managed to get everything all put in. Our marker light down here, our power outlet, which is supposed to just stick right out. However, I put it underneath the wrong thing, so I just wanted y'all to know that it's got to go back underneath here. So as you can see, it's finicky. Doesn't like that. I guess I put it in the wrong hole there. Whatever. No worries, because we're gonna grab it and bring it through the right one. Look at that. Just come on out. Whee! Look at that. All right. So it's all out, and then it's probably just going to line up right through here anyway, and then connect into a battery port at some point. However, we're not going to worry about that right now because now we have to put all the CP screws in all along here and all along here to tighten this all down. So let's begin the adventure and see what happens. Okay, there it is. Everything is done. We have now just to place that bottom panel in. Let's just hope that comes in the next issue because I would like to see this thing completed so we can light it up. Now, what I'm hoping for is that we don't have any light leaks. And the reason why I say that is because it's right here. Right in this little lip region here, there's that gap of a tendency that there might be. Maybe even in this little strip here. But if there is, I'm going to have to tear all this back up just to get in here to put some stuff in to block it out, which I'm hoping we don't. But the top half looks really cute, like really cool. All right. And same thing here. I'm more worried about there being a light leak in here somewhere. Putting in the plastic here and then screwing it in. I kept thinking I wasn't tight on these screws, but lo and behold, it's holding, and I've given it a rigorous little test here. So that's cool. Everything looks tight. I can't wait to plug this in to test it out. We have the groove where it's going to slide in. I don't know where the battery is going to go in here, but I've been told that it's going to be somewhere around this region. I really hope it's kind of well hidden, you know. But when I looked at other videos, it doesn't look so much. But other than that, without further ado, that is it for today, guys. Okay, guys, thank you once again for watching our video, and we hope you've enjoyed our build so far on building the Enterprise D. It is our flagship model, so we do appreciate you guys coming back and watching. If you don't watch it, that's okay. You know, everybody's got their own little choices. But I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to keep on building models here. And just know that the channel will be around just so you can come back and watch this, or maybe you want to watch it all the way through as a series. I don't know. But if that's what you want to do, that's on you. Other than that, I just wanted to say a quick shout out and say thank you guys very much. But that is it for today's video. And we will have a little special video coming out here for specifically for this video. But that's all I got for us for today, guys. So if you like everything, go ahead and hit the like. If you want to, share it. And as always, guys, don't worry about subscribing. If you'd like to, please do. If not, it's on you. It's up to you. It's your decision. I also want to say, keep on modeling, guys, and we'll see you out there.